Hello angel babies, welcome or welcome back. My name is Trisha and this is Trisha's Temple. Thanks for being here. I have been picking up on this feeling of old cycles coming back to not haunt you, but they're coming back for review. They're knocking at your door and saying, hey, do I still matter? Do you want me in your life? Or are you ready to close the door? Are you ready to lay me to rest once and for all? A lot of these cycles include past relationships. So that could look like you experiencing a resurgence of people from your past actually coming back into your energy, whether that's texting you or just in kind of like you're thinking about them a lot more, you're reflecting on that relationship even if you haven't thought about it in years. It could be something like you see something around you and it kind of calls back that time in your life. And there's just a lot of that happening all at the same time. It's like a purge energy of all of this is coming to the surface at the same time for review. And you get to decide if you want it to stay or not. So let's find out a little bit more about some of these cycles, what they might include, and what the motivation might be, because they might not all be sinister, evil, or bad things necessarily. Whoa. Yeah, a whole bunch all at once. Like maybe there was a bit of a dead quiet for a while and then all of a sudden a bunch. Hang on, I gotta find that. Okay, I found the cards and I took a second to feel into this energy. What I'm picking up on is that you are having a moment to decide who is going to be in your soul family, who is a part of that team that really supports you in staying connected to yourself, in feeling like you are able to pursue the dreams that you have, but also be at peace where you are right now. That there isn't a ton of pressure to be anything other than yourself. We have the 10 of Visions, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Might be the 10 of Cups. One of those. Then we have Starlight. The Enchanter, which is the Magician. The 2 of Spells. And we have the Council of Animals. So you're finding out who your Council of Animals is the people who you want to be there cheering you on, and the people that you don't. So maybe there is someone from your past that's coming back into your energy and you're thinking to yourself, should I re-engage with this person? How did it go the last few times? Do I want to repeat that pattern? Could it be different this time? And taking the opportunity to decide what you want for yourself. And if you feel like that person could be supportive to you and you to them. That maybe part of the answer to deciding if that person is being invited back into your life is less about like, oh, they're just a bad person and drain me completely, and more so like, oh, I don't have the resources to have that person in my life right now. I can't be the type of friend that I would want to be to them. And that's okay too. I want to read what it says about the 10 of Visions from the book. It says, the melody of a gentle brook cascading into a pool draws you toward a moonlit glade, where you come upon a breathtaking sight, a family of star-dappled unicorns. The parents and their little one rest peaceably upon the velvet green, canopied by apple and cherry blossoms. A group of unicorns is known collectively as a blessing. The blessing of unicorns is not about worldly success or material well-being, but rather about soul fulfillment and bliss. There is an element of immortality in this card. This is joy that is timeless, eternal. No matter what happens, it is a spiritual touchstone. This card offers a vision of familial happiness, which can, of course, be a combination of people, not just two parents and a child. What matters is a commitment to each other in unity and harmony. If that doesn't seem to apply to your question, think about what would bring you lasting bliss. The unicorns offer their magic to help you realize your most beautiful visions. Here's some the meaning at a glance. True bliss, gratitude for blessings, a close and happy family, soulful joy. A closer look, there aren't many unicorns in the forest of enchantment. Dappled unicorns like these are even rarer. They can only be seen when the moon is full. So maybe it has taken you several cycles of engaging with the quote-unquote wrong people for you to realize who the right people are, for you to find people who truly support you and encourage your peace, success, well-being. And I like that it said that the unicorn is rare, because you may have felt like you were doing something wrong because you couldn't find people who were your soul people for a while. That it was hard, that the journey to connecting to those people hasn't been a matter of every single person that you interact with is able to meet you on the deep level that you are able to meet yourself and others. So maybe part of this experience of this purge is about reclaiming that belief in yourself that you are able to connect with people, and a trust that it can be deeply fulfilling, it can be joyful, it can be empowering for you and for the other person. I'm thinking of a quote that I've shared before on this channel that says something along the lines of, to love another truly takes courage, and to be loved by another truly oh shoot, now I'm forgetting what it is. Like makes you feel braver or something like that. just that like overall you feel more connected to your power when you take loving action and when you have people pouring love into you. So let's look at what it is that you are being asked to let go of or having the opportunity to let go of right now. What what is it that you're being invited to let go of? We have the Keeper of Spells and the Ace of Boons. Okay, so there may have been people, places, circumstances, patterns that were being repeated that caused you to feel like your power was limited. We're draining your energy. We're making you feel like you had to protect your resources and keep them close to your heart. It's very giving scarcity mindset, and I don't say that in like a, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you had a scarcity mindset. This is such a fun area. There are always people out doing things. That does make it a little noisy. Bless my sensory brain. Now it's too hot. Trying to get all the variables just so is challenging. Whatever this set of circumstances, it may have caused you to feel like any sort of energy that you had, any creative download, any food, any like just starting to feel like you had to hoard your resources and like tuck them away for a later date instead of feeling like you could spend any of it. It's like if you are somebody who, when you get money, instead of feeling like you can spend it, you just have to save it and save it and save it and save it forever. And now that might be turning a new leaf. You're starting to realize that, oh, Where there is money, there will be more. Where there is food, there will be more. Where there is love, there will be more. And the more that you allow yourself to truly sink into the abundance, the softness, allow your nervous system to sink into the ease, you are beginning to open back up to possibilities again. So what is going out is the fear that things will not change for the better. And what's coming in is a hope, a renewed sense of hope. And longevity, that something will last. Perhaps you have opened yourself up repeatedly and been kind of shut down again and again and again. And so this time it feels extra hard to open yourself up again. Maybe the last few times were just exceptionally brutal, partially because you had already experienced so many times of being shut down, and partially because the circumstances themselves, maybe you were particularly attached to that relationship or that job or that project or whatever it was. Like, it was just, it cut more deeply. And this time around, you are shifting the way that you approach your opening. Okay. How are you opening up again to the new possibilities? What new possibilities are coming up, and how are you, what's the new perspective? Perhaps before there was a sense of overwhelm with any new opportunity. Like, let's say you were in a relationship before and the thought of starting to date again was just like, ugh, gag, don't want to do that, not even interested in trying. And then it started to become just kind of a vague disinterest. And now it's more like, oh, okay, maybe. All right, one more time. We'll see if there's anything that wants to come out. It might be time to switch decks. The Fairy Wind. Let's read what it says. What number? 7, so that's the Chariot. Y'all, I feel like I'm always relearning my Roman numerals. Okay. The quiet mood of the forest shifts, subtly at first and then with increasing tension. Like the breathless hush before a storm, you hear a rushing sound in the distance, growing louder as it approaches. It is the sound of treetops dancing in a wind that comes closer and closer until it is upon you, lifting your hair and cooling your cheeks. You are surrounded by a sudden fragrance of bluebells and moss and honey. This is no ordinary breeze. It betokens the wild flight of the fae. They flash into your view, imperious, haughty, beautiful beyond words. The heart yearns after them with a sharp urgency to go where they go and see what they can see. But never attempt to chase them, trust me. It will not turn out well. The fairies follow their own path, and you must follow yours. The fairy wind is a powerful sign of ultimate success. Only the most fortunate see the fae. Though many have felt their passing, things will pick up speed for you now, and your endeavors will flow swiftly toward a positive outcome. Continue forward with increased confidence. Meaning at a glance: speed, change, important news, success, self-governance, independent achievement. A closer look. Legend tells of people who were swept up by the fairy wind and deposited miles away. If this happens to you, don't be in a rush to return. So this card is giving me the feeling that something unexpected may have come to sweep you away. So along with these old cycles that have been coming up, there may be some new ones that are giving you a fresh perspective. And that's part of why these old perspectives or these old cycles are resurging. It's like if you meet someone new and they share an insight with you, and then that causes this kind of domino effect for you to look back at your past and realize, oh, and that's why all of these things from the past were that way. It's also giving, like, receiving a diagnosis for something and being like, oh, that's why I do that thing. Okay. Makes so much sense. Or that's why I've been struggling with eating these foods. It's been making me sick this entire time. And this fairy wind, like it said, like it's transporting you to a new place that is allowing you to actually engage with the world in a way that you can meet your soul family. Instead of feeling like you are just beating your head against the wall, repeating the same things over and over again and getting yourself nowhere, and not for lack of trying, because you wanted something different for yourself and you knew that things weren't working but couldn't quite shift the narrative. Now there is some factor coming along that is helping to get you swept up in the tide. I do think that there's still a choice in whether you follow the fae, follow this current, follow this person, take this job, move to this new place, but it's an opportunity, even if it feels like closing the door to a lot of old things. it will require you closing the door to a lot of old things for you to be able to have the resources within yourself to move towards this, to accept the opportunity, to accept the call. Okay, what resistance, if any, is there within you to accepting that current, letting yourself be swept away? It's like allowing yourself to jump head first, fully submerge yourself into the opportunity, whether it's love or the job opportunity, a new friendship, and you might be pacing it. Funny. Lots of doors there. Okay. So you might feel like you don't want to miss out on other opportunities by choosing this one. Alternatively, it might feel like I just said, that you are closing the door to things that maybe you still hold some level of attachment to. And that scares you. It's scary to walk away and not immediately be like, wait, aren't you coming too? I don't know about you, but I wish that I could take all of the people that I've ever known with me. I mean, maybe not everyone, but most of the people that I've ever known, most of my friends. But there are some people, it's like they get married, they have kids, they move away, their life takes them in a different direction, and I can't be best friends with everyone. So maybe there's something that you're choosing for yourself that feels like am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to choose me this time? Okay. Yeah. The 5 of Boons. 5 of Pentacles. This fear is kind of the fear of I'm not allowed to have good things. Good things don't happen to me, or when they do, they are taken away. So kind of like I will protect myself from having the good thing by like not fully surrendering or opening myself up to it, because if I do, that devastation would be worse. Whereas if I just kind of like pretend I don't want it or keep myself partially removed from it, then it can't hurt me in the same way because I never accepted it in the first place. But the cabin is right there, and you can stand up and you can walk towards it, or you can stay out in the cold. It's your fear is completely understandable. And it's so hard to move the frozen stiff body. And maybe it's just a matter of taking the next little baby step towards it. What would be the next little baby step to allow yourself to knock on that cabin door, to get swept up by the fairy wind? Okay. We have the Six of Boons, lots of boons. Child of Boons. Okay, so this is the Six of Pentacles. Child of Boons, so Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Challenges. Ace of Wands. Or Ace of Swords. Actually, the next little step that you can take accept the challenge. Do you accept this challenge? Why is that in the form of do you accept this rose from the Bachelor or Bachelorette? You may have some form of hibernation, wintering energy that is still kind of falling away. And I think that it's okay for you to let that happen more gradually or naturally. Like, you don't have to. The analogy that I'm seeing is like when you wake up in the morning, you don't have to just immediately jump out of bed and like sprint towards your day. You can take it easy. You can open your eyes. You can acknowledge that it's light outside. You can stretch. You can roll yourself over. Get up nice and slow. Go to the bathroom. Get yourself some breakfast. Just have like this slow ease into the day. And that some part of that process of creating even like a sensual unfolding, expanding into your body process will allow you to take the next step. And it's going to be a lot more natural than you realize. Like, maybe you don't even know what the next step is yet. So the next step is to pour your energy into taking care of yourself. This Child of Boons is the message is, it's okay to not know. It's okay to be a novice, a beginner, have a childlike understanding of something, and that if it feels new, that makes sense, because it is. It's new terrain, and it also might be new, this way of connecting to yourself, your body, your sensuality, your sense of aliveness, that from those past cycles you may have been quite disconnected, dissociated, in survival mode, like we talked about, and now you are starting to relish in the pleasure of life again, finding out what it is that actually brings you true embodied pleasure. Okay, let's get one message from these oracle cards. The Sisters of the Sea. When I split the deck, we have the Deep Child Within and When the Song Returns, which I feel match the vibe of this reading quite well. That your inner child and the song of your heart are returning after perhaps a long time of wintering, of feeling disconnected from your sense of aliveness, your sense of passion. And there may be some patterns that are coming up from the past that want to tell you, that are very convincing and say, hey, remember this? Like, wasn't that so great? And you're like, but was it? But was it? Like, what was it actually providing? It's like when you realize that like something you were eating, like I said earlier, is like making you sick. Even if like the first bite tasted pretty good. Okay, we have 45 perspective. I'm thinking of Little Rascals right now, when they go into the bank to try and get a loan, and there's like one kid standing on top of the other kid, and the banker asks him what his bank account number is. He says 7, and then the kid underneath says, try 8. I don't know why that's coming up right now, but okay. Where you are Where you are changes what you see. How you feel changes what you experience. Who you love changes that which you align with. What you have known impacts what you believe. The mermaids understand that all we perceive is comprehended through the lens of who we are, what we have been, and who we have loved. So they sing to you now of having perspective. Be sure to swim around whatever issue it is that you are having such strong feelings about. Be sure you are seeing it in greater fullness. It is simply to stay where you are and believe it is the only way to understand the world and the worlds between the worlds. You will never know any truth until you experience it from a different place. So be willing to move, to swim, as the mermaids do, around the place or person or friend or creature they wish to understand, and gain a different perspective. It will open a whole new world to you, one filled with a sense of discovery. You must pause, gain perspective, recalibrate the feelings and the flow within you, and see with the eyes of the ocean, deeply, fully, with the ebb and flow and mutability that means you can finally truly see. It's getting a little dark. I feel like that fit quite well with the reading, that the old and the new are coming into for you to decide which way you want to go. And there may be some things from your past that you decide to bring with you into the future. You may be scrapping quite a lot from the past. This purge energy may feel overwhelming, but I think that on the other side of it, you will gain a new perspective and you'll be clearer on what feels honest to you and aligned with the life that you want to live. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks so much for being here. Love you. Bye.